Gracesenia Chahyadinata, or usually called Grace, is currently in the grade 11 at Espehalipo village, the daughter of Henki and Duvins. Grace has one older sister named Chrissy. Besides her daily activities at school, she is also involved with a number of out-of-school activities, specifically pertaining to the student council, such as hospital visits on Wednesdays. On her last middle year program, or MYP project, when she was in 10th grade, Grace made a book titled 10-Minute Talk with 12 Different Professions.
For my personal project, I decided to create a book, an illustrational book, where I interviewed 21 different professions and talked to them basically about the whole issue of competition, because I feel like in today's society, especially as a teenager myself, people often enforce the idea of competition, whether it's in schools, at home, and like whatever it is. But essentially, competition brings a lot of negative implications as well, because it triggers a lot of hatred, a lot of jealousy among teenagers, and that's what I like to focus in my personal project books.
Grace aspired to become a medical missionary, serving people, particularly in isolated communities and rural areas. The calling has only grown stronger since her youth. The complexity of human beings, both physically and mentally, deeply fascinates her, and delving into biology is something she has enjoyed doing over the years. At the same time, she has a strong, intense desire to leave a meaningful legacy in the world.
It took me about 3 to 4 months to create it, because the initial process of the personal project is focused more on the planning side and on the rationale, like why I'm doing this. So the actual bookmaking process took about 3 to 4 months. So my book's title is 10-Minute Talks with 21 Different People, and the number 10 and 21 is actually very symbolic here, because 10 actually represents a slogan that my dad came up with, sort of, about pleasing God and serving people. And why it symbolizes that statement is because 1 and 0, it symbolizes how we are supposed to empty ourselves and place us as 0, and we are supposed to place God as 1, and that's the pleasing God section. And why 21 people? Because from the book, I would like to emphasize that we're supposed to be the number 2 for the number 1. Essentially, what that means is that we don't have to be the number 1. We don't have to be on top of everything, but we're supposed to be there for other people, and we have to like place other people before us. So the number is actually symbolic, and I use 21 different professions.
She interviewed 12 people from 12 types of professions.
For the professions, I try to find like a wide range of professions, from low-class ones such as housemaids and maybe like teachers, and low-class professions to high-class jobs such as architect, and also I also interviewed a forensic expert and professor and things like that, to just show how prevalent competition is in all sorts of different employments, and how it affects different people, and it actually affects people differently in low-class jobs and in high-class jobs. I really enjoyed meeting a lot of different people, and it's a very eye-opening experience, because they get to tell me a lot of new perspectives that I've never really thought about in life, and they try to tell me that there's so much more to life than just about competing with other people. One of the most exciting things during the process is actually getting to work with a lot of people, as I've mentioned, and collaborating with them, because I learn, and I feel like I've grown as a person and character. Like, I grow to be more open-minded towards people, and I learn a lot of different things, like how to make the book itself, and I like to learn new things, and it's a very rewarding process. And actually for me, another rewarding thing about this is actually after the personal project, where I get to present the book in several conferences because my dad is a speaker, and so people showed a lot of interest, and it's quite an overwhelming thing for me, and I can't believe that many people have such an interest in the book itself. The challenge I face is, of course, due to the time constraints and how to balance it with all my schoolworks and all the other things and commitments I have, because it is a very massive project, and there's a lot of process, not only interviewing people, translating it, because I have to translate from Bahasa to English, and actually designing the book. And yeah, so the major challenge I face is the time aspect and how to just make everything work together until the last minute. For my personal project, I primarily target young people around my age who are very influenced by the whole idea of competition. I'd like to show them from these experienced people that you don't have to compete in order to succeed in your real life. You can make such a significant impact in people's lives by not competing, and that's my target audience essentially. I'd like to say a big thank you for everyone, because this wouldn't have been possible without all the support. And it's not just simply materialistic support, but it's also emotional support for my friends, my parents, my teachers. And without them, I'd probably break down in the middle or something. And it has been a long journey, but it's a rewarding one. So I just really like to thank everybody who has been involved in the whole process.
Inspired by her father, Grace tried to share her personal thoughts that impacted her personal life. Is it very important to be number one? To be the top of everything? Grace hopes that her MYP project will inspire and influence young people to impact others in a special way.